I also record on Zoom too, so you will have two sources to watch. You can pick one of them. Don't have to watch all of them. Oh, right there. Copy.
Are you referencing the original footage, or you just?
I'm gonna override it. It's really hot in here. I'm getting sweat. Okay. So set up the project so that you can use the same project. Unless you don't have the previous project, you have to create a new one. And all of you should know how to do that by now. If you don't, let me know. I will walk through again one more time. So now I did some little tests. Let's go back to, am I doing number 2? Here we go. Okay. 2. So this is where we were. Yes.
How do you move this again?
Oh, you have to, you can delete history right now so that you can move all of them and move so it become one. Under edit menu, delete by type history. A little quicker. And then you just change you can add group node and then just rotate it, but figure it out where to be first. Freeze transformation afterward. Yes, and then you can, okay. So, okay guys, so we're gonna talk about animation and how to work with it to create a infinite loop. So basically we kind of imitating, and you will need to make a little plan first that how you want it. Like for example, I already, with this scene, if you see my last one, hold on, let me set up one more time. I already make a plan that the ball will just roll down to the ramps and back and forth. That's it. So let me go back and show you one more time. Animation, infinite loop. Doing on that one. Let me show the result of it. Okay. So basically, let me change the speed. You can right click on the time range right away and choose real time. Here we go. So basically I make a plan that I'm gonna create a ball rolling kind of up and down, but left to right. And then the platform will spin. So basically what we're gonna do is we get the, I mean, when you do on your own, you figure it out the animation first, and then you state the element of the animation. That's all you need. So make a little plan, that's all. And you test, sometimes you might have to test with just only one set. And then when you get the one set correctly, you just started to duplicate spatial and duplicate normal and move them around, that's all. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about how can we animate this rolling to the curved surface. And then after we finish this, I'm gonna show you another technique to do different type of looping, the possibilities, so that you have more option to work with. And if you have any design that you are not sure about how to do it, just let me know on Friday. So basically Friday will be work day. I will not check roll on Friday, but I'll be here in this room. And you are welcome to be here and welcome to participate in Zoom and work and ask me question, okay? So, oh, my mask is too small. This one is keep losing. All right, so I'm gonna go back to our scene one more time. So here we go. All right. So first, when you do animation, easier to work with a plane. Basically, like work on a not an angle. It's like a straight up front. So we have to figure it out which one that show it up front. Right now, can we see the lamp? The rams are not straight line. It has a 45-degree because on the front view, I wanted to animate straight line like this. So let's change this to a side view. I want to see this though, to see the camera. So now side view, I can see this. Can you see? Those two are straight line, plane. Oh, Mackie, you don't have the file? I can put this for you. Hold on, one moment, guys. Let me copy this file quick so that you can work along. Are we on number 2? Copy it. It's gonna be for people who are. How many of you don't have this file? People who are online. Do you want the file? I can drop it to you.
Yes, I still need the file.
Okay, I will copy that to you. And on D2L, you just download it. One moment. Let me copy this to class folder quick. So under animation will be for the people who are on ground under class stuff. Will be in there. And people who are online, one moment, let me upload it. Upload management and animation. Where is my week? Zip. Oh, new folder. Week 01. Okay. And upload. One moment. And I will put it under contents day 2. Okay, and then let me add scene. Oh, not contents. Okay. So people who are online, you can go to contents, table of contents, class lecture information, and week 1, day 2. And just right click and save the link and put it inside your computer or something so that you can use. And when you open your D2L, just leave it open because later on we're going to use this formula to create a roll, ball roll. So I'm going to.
So Reed, so this
Yes.
file is just the platforms?
Yes, just the scene, like this scene. That's it.
Okay.
Yep. Just in case if some of you don't have the file finished. So now, we're going to come back and focus on this. I'm going to wait a little bit until people download all of those files and use. And don't worry about it doesn't show on your shot yet because we're going to duplicate all of them later. And we're going to animate just only one. So when you are ready, let me know. Save the scene as, oh, I was in the wrong, let me resend the project. I want week 01D, okay. Save this as, and I'm gonna call animation, animate, anim, 01, okay. So, we are, okay. So now, you just pick one of them, one pair. So just one pair. And any pair that you can see both ramps looks straight forward, perpendicular to the font, to the camera, not the font, because mine is on site. So just find it, one of them. And these are not almost perfect half circle, which is good, because otherwise we have to do a lot more calculation how to match the ball rolling along the ramps. Now the first technique I'm going to show you is the technique that's kind of going around. We are not animate ball moving along the ramp directly, but we're going to animate some other object or controller that can control the ball kind of moving in the direction of circular, and then we animate the ball itself to rotate it. So, and then after we finish this, we're going to duplicate all. I'm going to show you how to duplicate all of the balls and line up to all the platform. And then we're going to go back to do a traditional, which you will animate the ball rolling and moving at the same time. So will be direct animation on the ball. Right now we're going to do indirect animation to the ball because it makes things easier. However, though, the reason that I want to show the second option also, because what if you wanted to animate rolling from here, like from top of the platform, and then started to roll in the curved line? In that case, you have to do direct animation. I mean, you can still do indirect, but you have to have two controllers. So just create a sphere. And on the sphere, you might need to I can see the sphere, right? But if you don't remember where your RAM is, you just select the sphere and go to view that you have the RAM, show, shift click, and then align them together quickly before you realign it. So under modify, align to, and then you just pick center. Can you see it's moving into it? Here we go. And this is close enough. And now you just move that. Here we go. And you want it to be a little more precision because we are doing looping. We are trying to make it easy for us to figure out the position and things like that. So I'm gonna just hold V key snap to point. So, and then I'm gonna just move. I want it to keep snapping to the point. Here we go. And I move only one direction at a time because I don't want them to move up yet. Actually, we could do move up on this one, but never mind. Go ahead, just snap it. So here we go. Come on. Okay. So the reason is because these are the center, right? The line is on the center of the ramp. So if you look at on it, here we go. And then you just reposition it. We absolutely need to make this smaller. So you can do scale too if you like. I am not. I'm gonna use the whatever preset. The reason that I use the input, just in case if I have to do something later with different object. And I want to know that my radius is 0.3 so I can match with the other. So right now 0.3, let's do 0.3, it's big enough, and then just move a little bit. Like don't touch it, just close to it. Yeah.
How do you get to side X when mine says front X?
You are not, oh, can you go to panel and orthographic view inside? Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'll wait a little bit. So just prepare the ball. Okay. And 0.3, let's name this. We can call ball A, mash, or something. Some name, not the genetic name. Because when we duplicate more, we got so confused if it's sphere 1, sphere 2, but with the actual name is better. And we need to freeze transformation before we started to animate it because make things such easier. So modify freeze transformation. Now we do not need history neither. So I'm gonna do edit, delete by type history. Shortcut is Alt Shift D. You can use that. Save your file one more time, just in case if it crash or something like that. Now, let's take a look at our preference of animation a little bit right here. Setting. So animation setting. This is a shortcut. You can also go to Window and Window Preferences, Settings / Preferences, but you have to navigate it to the time slider here. So we set to 24, just leave as is, and make sure real time, so it's 24 times 1. There we go. And now go to animation setting. Auto key, I like to turn auto key on because a lot of time it's easier to, when you set the initial key first, when auto key is on, when you change the volumes, any volumes of attribute on the channel box, it will set the key for you so that you won't forget. Okay. And the other thing is, I like to use default tangents weighted tangents. Always want to use them. It gives a lot more flexibility. So now the default tangents, for now, just make things easy using default auto. And I will explain a little bit about the graph editor and tangents, the default tangents, preset tangents a little bit later on. So now that's it. And if you like, you can change undo to a little more, not infinite. If you work here, we have 32 gigabytes of RAM, so infinite, well, still kind of not a good idea, but it should be working fine. So I will set 200. It's a lot already. So, but it's up to you. This is just a thing that is not quite important. So it's just an option. So now, this ball will animate, only roll, right? And we're gonna create another group node to rotate this. Before we do anything else, the problem on this one is this. We have this space. So it means these, if it's set up like this, will work better. You will get a really easy spinning. So at this point, we could do that. So we're gonna make this a little lower. So I want you to make the center to match with the edge of this part. So basically, we need to concern about this. So let me open up here a little bit. So this is group. I have too many groups. Let's ungroup that. For people who use mine, let's ungroup just only that top hierarchy. Ungroup it because it still have a group. Can you see? Here we go. So now I'd like you to test a little bit. Go to top view. Rotate it. Prepare to undo. See if it, now this is the problem. Can you see it touch? It's overlapping. So when it spin, that's gonna cause problem. Now, I am doing this one so that you know how to work around with the problem. So the problem is this. This is the problem. It's too high. So if we scale it really thin, move it down. Okay. So this will fix. Now the problem is we have to do all of this. So that's what you need to do. Okay. And I would do like this. I delete it. Oh, sorry. save it. You duplicate this, Control D, and then align it. Modify, align to, and just, can you see, just align center because they are same label. And then when you're done, you just delete that. And you pick this, can you see? And you just change. So you come to this group node and shift select so that you know where it is. And then you just drop into it. Okay, so a little more work, but something that you need to do. Okay, for this one. And now we're gonna start to animate this. I move it down a little bit, so it's mean I need to do phase transform one more time. Now group it to itself, Control G. So the ball has a group node on top, and let's name ball A main rotate. How about move? Okay, TP. So that we know this is make it move left to right. Okay. Now turn on move to so that we can see where it is, where the pivot point is. We need to change the pivot point. So press D on your keyboard and then move it. And you might need to eyeballing it. There we go. We can use a nerve circle to align, but we don't have to do that. This is just a, and move it up, same level. And luckily, the platform, we have the same model. So can you see it? I just move it right there. Now test, rotate. It's rotate like this. Here we go. Can you see? Now, if it's a little bit further away, you can't really tell at all if above the plane, can you see? If it's closer, yes. So now I know what we need to do on that. We need to make a little adjustment on the ball itself, make it closer. There we go. And now, phase transform the ball again one more time, because whenever you make adjustment, you have to do that. And I'm gonna go to group node again, test. I think this is good enough, because you are not going to zoom in that close, right? Because we have a multiple on here. So now look like this, good. So now we're ready. Basically, you just animate, rotate on the move group. So now if you wanted to see the handle though, you select the move group, go to display, transform display, and choose selection handle so that you can see selection there. Okay. And we're gonna set the key. You have to figure it out, how long do you want it? 2 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, 48. That might be too short. How about let's do a simple number. We're gonna animate only rotate on this, right? So let's minimize this, translate, and everything else, hide it. Lock, don't lock, just hide, because we're gonna have to move them. Just hide it. So when it's high, it means you don't, the key will not be assigned. When you look at on graph editor, it will be cleaner. Some of you may want to do this in the future. I just press undo. You can manually, by highlight, only one attribute and set the key. That would work too. So, however, I want it to be less confused later. So now, yes.
Oh, how do you get the timeline at the bottom?
Timeline. Oh, you don't have timeline?
Yeah.
So under Window, Workspace, and you can switch to any one of these so that easier. Animation might be good. Yeah. So does it come back? Here we go. Yeah. Okay. And then you can switch to full view if you need to. Okay. You can also use Maya Classic. So start it over. Okay, guys. So now when you're ready, press S on frame 1. Here we go. And how about let's do just 120 because it's already there. I mean, you can shrink the time later. So now on 120, because it's loop, right? We want it to loop back. So press S. So basically, it's gonna go halfway, go to this side, and then the other halfway come back. So it means you break down to 60. And 60, you press S one more time, and then you started to rotate. Make sure you turn on auto key and rotate. Let's see, I think it should be about 180. So type 180. Here we go, look like that. And now when you click play, that's it. If it's too slow, you can shrink the time later. Right now, I'm gonna let it go. Okay. So now let's open up Graph Editor. I have only single screen, so I'm gonna use a animation workspace standard. Where is my animation? How about from here? Animation, here we go. Let me stop quick so that I can see Graph Editor. And I'm gonna change this view under panel of the graphic side view. So now this is Graph Editor. Hey guys, shortcut to playback right here, right? Shortcut is Alt V. Playback control. Now you might think that, wait a minute, Surya, why don't we animate going that way? You could if you want to, but if it realistically, when it's rotate up above this, when it come back, it need to come back straight line, right? Because it's gravity, there won't be circle. That's why at this time we don't want to do that. But I mean, for this project, when you have a lot of them and in the smaller scale, nobody might not see it. So that might be okay. So now we can see it's easing because of default. Auto is trying to smooth and create easing in and out tangents. So it's the easy one to use. Now you have a spline also. Is it spline? Spline basically try to smooth out in and out going curve from the key point. Slightly different than auto. Can you see if it auto is try to create easing, like thinking about spacing, but a spline is also think about spacing but try to evenly adjust in and out to be smooth curve, so they equally motion, like continuity motion. Now you also have clamp. Clamp is slightly different. Clamp is looking for the outgoing curve, outgoing tangents and try to match the continuity. So that's the difference. And if you have one, let's say this side, well, maybe we can try. Let me do linear on this one. Oh, no, linear. Doesn't do linear. Here we go. So if this is, let's see what we get. Go back. Oh, okay, never mind. So if you have an incoming, let me try again one more time. Try to explain this. And right here, if I click continuity, click a clamp. So look for incoming. and then make it straight. What about, can you see when I select this and click clamp, it look for the outgoing, incoming, this is the incoming, so, and try to match the continuity of these key tangents to the next key tangents. That's what's the difference. Now, the flat, it just flat everything and basically discard what is next key tangents is or incoming key tangents is. Okay, that's the difference. All right, and step, it just hold the keyframe, no motion until it pops to the next keyframe. Okay, so that's a little brief, but this is work art. So now, if you like to make each section whole, you could extend your keyframe. Extend the handle. Let me try this. And by using move tool or any standard selection tool, you can hold shift with middle mouse and you can extend. Okay, let me see. So now this one will be slowly to coming on this side and slowly to come down, but a little faster to the end. So let's see. Shoot. Slower, you see? Okay. So now, how can we make it rotate though? Alt V. So you go to frame 1. We need a little trick. Anybody, you might have done this in the principle of animation already. And if we look at right here, the formula is the calculate rotation based on the distance. You will use 360 degree divided by circumference. And the circumference, to find it, I put the link. This link is do auto for you. You need to measurement the diameter in order to use this calculator. Let me click on the calculator. Oh, hold on. You might have to do open in new window. Here we go. So you just put the radius. Hey, we want diameter. So you just find the diameters and divide it by 2 and then put number right here, and then you will get a circumference. But we're gonna do manually because it's not that hard. Let me open up calculator. I'm not good at math. So now this is what we're gonna do. We come back on this, okay? So we need to measurement the diameter. So to measurement is really easy. You might have to press F to zoom in really close. Under create menu, measure tool, distance tool. And you might need to hold V key so that it snaps. You can do, because these is square cube, it's a cubic, so it's equal side. So you can pick on the top and bottom. You don't have to do on the side. I'm gonna hold V key. V key, when you hold it, is toggle snap to point. And just click. You create the first locator. And the second locator will have to be on the bottom. Like all the way to the bottom. V. Here we go. And now you get the distance, 0.6. That's the diameter. Now, if you remember, we changed the radius to 0.3, right? So that's the number. But just in case, if you do scaling, you will have to measure it. So now we get that number. And when we look at this, hold on. Look at that. So we need to get circumference. So we know that 0.6. So 0.6 times 3.14. That's the pi. So that's it. So we do 0.6 times 3.14. Yes. Oh, distance to under create menu, manual tools, distance, and hold V key so that you can snap to the point, so that you get a little more precision. Okay. So now I got 1.88. That's the circumference. Now, because this is a 4, so 4, if you take it out, is less than 5, so you can just take it out. So it will be 1.88. So now 1.88 times 360 and then time distance. Oh, divided by 360 and time distance. So 360, we're going to have to put 360 first and 1.88, right? 360 and divided by 1.88. Here we go. So that's the number. And this number, we're going to use this to time the distance. On this number, though, when you look at it, this is too many. You don't need all of that. There's a 9 here. So 9 will put it up to 1. So 1 plus this will be 49. You could even do a 191.5 also if it's easier, because it's just a small number. It won't make so much difference or make it look off rotation. So now we need to find the distance. The distance on here, if some of you taking principle of animation, you might do this already. In my class, we did that. We measure the straight line with the distance tool, right? But this is not a straight line. It's a curve. So how do we deal with this? Well, luckily, these are half circle. You can test by using a curve tab, create a circle, and you just make sure you start the circle right on the center of, right here. I already created the curve, my bad. When I click the curve, it's already there. Okay, so I'm gonna rotate 3 this way on side view, so it will be minus 90 or 90. And you're gonna move that circle. The center of the circle should be close to, it doesn't have to be precision. And I need to go to the top view. You can also do snap. Now the point though, you have to hold V key again. It should snap. Does it? No. Because V key has also tried to snap the vertex also. It might be better to just hand moving. Doesn't have to be exact. Just line up enough. We're going to use this curve to calculate the distance. So, and I'm going to scale the curve a little bit. I want the curve to touch kind of center to the sphere right here, that line, because we use that center as a motion, right, on the, here we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just slightly like that. Now, we need to clean this. Right click and choose curve edit point. We're going to detach this. So select that point and this point because we want half circle. You know what? Actually, we don't have, well, let's do it. And then to detach it, you switch to modeling module, curve, detach, and then you delete the top half. Okay. And after we delete, we need to clean this a little bit. So under curve one more time, you do a rebuild curve. Let me try again. Curve, rebuild, open up option, turn on CV. That's all you need. We just need only Maya to recalculate this curve so that we get a actual distance on half circle, not the whole circle, because we delete them. And just click rebuild. Now it's done. So to manual this, you go to create menu again. Under the same manual tools, you're going to use arc length tool. Here we go. Once again, create manual arc length tool. There we go. So now you're going to have to zoom in really close. Hold V key and click until it stops, because we want it to snap. That's the 0. Now the other side, hold V key again, click, hey, click and drag. You don't have to hold V key, actually it's moved. So can you see that number? 4.265. So 5 we can add to 1, so it will be 4.27. That's it. 4.27. So we're going to time 4.27 time 191.49. Oh, 191.49. Here we go. And then click OK. Now you got this. 806. So you can do 817.66. So that's going to be the rotation. So from here, you select the ball. Once again, we're going to animate only, let's see what rotation we need. Let's test on frame 1. So it will be negative volumes on X. That's it. So it means, can you right click only X? Set the first key selected on frame 1. If you want, you can highlight what we did with the curve also, with the group node also. This time I'm going to do different. So now, one full circle, half circle is 817.66. So it's mean, let's go to the last one, because it's going to roll it back. So roll it back, we're going to set this again. So frame 1 and 100 are exactly same 0 rotation, because it will roll it back. But frame 60, that's the one we want. So it will be 817.66. Here we go. Press enter to set the key, because we already initial key and we have the auto key on. Now, to make it more visible to us, right click on the ball and assign a new material. I like you to use a Arnold to render this project. So let's use Arnold shader. And I'm going to choose standard surface. Here we go. And if you open up Hypershade or attribute editor, my attribute editor are not attached. Here we go. So attribute editor, look for standard surface. You could use a Hypershade also if you want. We want something quick for today. So I'm going to rename this ball AIST surface. Here we go. And under color, let's create. Click on create button next to the color. Choose RAM. And then I'm going to change the RAM to none, the interpolation. Can you see? Hey guys, I think I'm going to undock this thing. One moment, because it's so small. Control E. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna undock it because my screen is so small. So I already changed the color. Now, here we go. So let's press 6. so that we can see the color. Can you see? And I'm gonna add something like this. For now, you can play around later, and if you remember, you can choose preset to set to any color. Oops, gotta go up. Here we go. And you can choose glass material, plastic, and so on. So I'm gonna use ceramic, replace all. Here we go. So that it's shiny. And now, at this point, when you look at on the animation, you should see is rotate. Let's deselect. I'm gonna turn off a wireframe wireframe on shade. Alt V. Can you see? Oh, hey guys, I forgot. It has to be minus. Now it's like it's rotate backward. My bad. I forgot. So this key need to be minus. So hey guys, when you already have the key though, I really like you to try to use step key, forward and backward key. Shortcut is comma and period. So comma is step back, period step forward, so that you adjust directly to the keyframe, not add a new keyframe on it. I'm gonna put minus. It has to be minus. There we go. So let me press F. Now Alt V. Now this should rotate correctly. Can you see? Yes.
How do you get the preset of ceramic?
You select the surface. Hold on, let me stop that. And you can go to Attribute Editor, Control A, or this button right there. Here we go. And make sure you go to that. Make sure you go to the higher level of the surface shader. So right here, set surface, and then preset. You can pick any one of these. Okay.
Okay, and then you click replace or replace all.
Now, hey guys, if I choose copper, if you choose replace, it means change to copper entirely 100%. But if you wanted to like add a little copper, a little plastic, you can blend in any number you wanted. So that's a little things you could do. Okay, so now we need to look at to match the spacing on the graph. Luckily, because we not luckily, I did something with the group, right? Can you see that part? Because that's a wider, so it means my rotation are not quite matched with this easing on that part. So it's just a little, I mean, right now it doesn't seem much different, but it does. Now we need to compare them. So to compare, make sure you use outliner, select the move TP, and then hold control to select the ball so that it loaded up to the graph editor. Let me make the graph editor a little bigger. Oops, what am I doing? Sorry. So that you can see a little better. Okay. So on the graph editor, you need to compare them. So you select both curve, the attribute that has keyframe on it, and then go to view, normalize view, so that you can see it. So now you can match them like this. If use the grid on the graph editor to help you to visualize it. Like for example, see the tangents is right around there. So now when I select these tangents, this is the rotation. So it means make sure you are on a this button is enabled. If it's not, you forgot to change this setting, but it's not the end of the world. We can do see weight tangents. If you forgot to turn on weight tangents, that's okay. You select the curve. Hold on, freeze on me. Okay, you select the curve and go to curve menu on graph editor and turn on weight tangents. Otherwise, you can't do like what I'm doing. So now I grab that, turn on move to W key, and then hold shift so that it's straight line only. And can you see I eyeballing it? This one is right around here, right? So We move that to match. Okay. If you want to be more precise, you got to really try to match with the grid, but we don't have to. So let's see, it's close enough, a little less. Here we go. So now it's mean the rotation will match, the spacing of the rotation or the speed of the rotation will match with the speed of the moving. So it's really subtle. Here we go. Can you see? And that's it. So now, before we take a break, let's save this. I'm gonna change to classic. Okay. Because I don't need to see those graph editors. So now, how can we duplicate this and put it into where we want it? So first, we have to have another group node to move both these group and the ball. And we can relocation without set any key. To do that, this is why we make this with the center has a vertex on it, because we can snap that really easy. So you're gonna add the group node on top of the move group. So edit group one more time. Now can you see you have one big group and then subgroup and then a child. So this group you can call ball A relocate. I mean, you can put any number, any name you want. I'm gonna use relocate group. And let's make the name a little shorter. Here we go. So now the good things about this is we can move these around, animation still stay there. So we're gonna have to duplicate it. And let me show you one thing. First, you need to change the center of the group node, the new group node, the pivot point to match with this. Okay, so I'm gonna press D and then move it a little bit to get started, and then we're gonna do snap. Okay, so right now though, with this model, it's okay to make this right here, or you can make the center right exactly on this area. So let's make it easy. Just snap all of them, hold V key, and grab the center until it snap to that. Can you see that will be the group? Press D to release it. And then if you go to frame 1, okay, just go to frame 1. Now, I want you to try this. Last time we did, this is for people who did not finish this scene, because you might not know about it. If you do edit, duplicate, the problem with this is you got everything. Can you see? Let's look at on outliner. You got a group relocate node, move group, and then the ball. The problem with this is if you select the ball on the new group, there's no animation at all. Because regular duplicate, it just duplicated. It duplicates the shape, duplicate the attribute, but not the input graph. So I'm gonna delete that. Now, to be able to duplicate the group with the input graph or input connection is mean one object drive the other object attribute. Input graph is basically the graph editor. So you select the ball A relocate group 1, and you go to edit menu, and then you choose duplicate special option. Let's reset it. Okay. And now we could even do better, because this is why I set to 6, because easy number. So if we rotate, we can test the rotation. I already know about it. Let's pretend we don't. Let's test the rotation of the ball A relocate group. If we rotate like this, can you see it's about minus 60? Or 60. It doesn't matter. So at this point though, last time when I did on my own, I duplicate all 6 of them right away. But this time though, I'm gonna make it a little more kind of organized for you guys, because we know that these, if I go this way, right, the first one will be that way. So how about 1 and 2? So only 3 there. And if we keep doing this on each one of them, each platform we have 3, 3, 3, 3, and it will line up enough for us. Okay, so we might have to do 4, but let's try 3 first, and then so to do that, 360, right? And oh no, sorry, 60 degree positive this way. So just remember, rotate y-axis. So now on here though, under duplicate input graph, turn it on. The problem with this input graph is it won't allow you to duplicate and rotate at once. So it allows you to duplicate multiple, but not also rotate and move. One thing you need to choose, assign unique name. If you remember, we want unique name. So if I click apply, I got second one. Can you see right here? And when you select the match one, there's a keyframe on it. So now when I rotate this 60, the second one, here we go. You got another one there. Can you see? So now let me try something quick. Now, if you know that you can use duplicate with transform, but duplicate with transform does not carry the input graph. So too bad we can't do that. So now what you need, you have to do it again. Oops, this has to be 60. Okay. Click apply and add 120. Here we go. So we got 3 of this. If I click play, here we go. Okay. So now, this one, we can duplicate the whole group and move if you like, but don't do it yet. We're gonna have to animate the platform rotate. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm gonna make you do it by yourself. So let's figure it out how to animate them rotate the platform. So the platform, you have to animate the group node of the platform. So you can turn on a selection handle on group also. So under display, selection handle, transformation, transform display, selection handle. Here we go. It's right there. If you want selection handle to be like up high, you can click on a select by component type. Make sure you select the group node and turn on, let's expand this. This might be collapsed. Turn on right here, handle. Pick that handle, then just move it a little higher so that's easier to find. And then you just turn off the select by component type by clicking on select by type, object type instead. Here we go. So now can you see it's right there? So we have to figure it out. What time these need to be turned. So right here, let me check. You want it to hang a little longer. Can you see it right there? So we have only like a few minutes to do that. So let's add a little more. I forgot. So right here, because the other one that I did manual. So this might be a little faster. Press S Oh wait, I forgot to freeze transform. Let's freeze transform first. Modify, freeze it. Here we go. So we got only right here. Really quick. So only 10 frame, I think is too quick, guys. Sorry. I thought I planned it, but I didn't plan well. So press just rotation, right? So rotation Y. So that will be Y there. Let me just right click. I don't want to set all the key. Here we go. Y. And we got only 10. There you go. So let's do 10. This might be too short, but might be too fast spinning. Select. So it means only 10 frame the platform will spin. And then on the 6, 60 to 70. So let's do this first. Now 60 degree again, rotation. So right there to here will be 60. This time has to be minus 60 because it's based on the direction of what you want to rotate it. What direction you want to go. So 60 and then we'll stop. So we'll spin really quickly. Here we go. Let me show you on perspective view. Because on short one we can't really see it yet. Here we go. So we'll look like this. Oops, my bad. Can you see? And then stay still until come back. So now, go to frame 60. We're going to press S. Oh, no. We set the key on rotation X. Here we go. And then 10 more frame. Press minus 120. Here we go. And see that? And then on frame 120, we're going to set another key again. We want 6 times, right? So 6 times. And then the ball will loop 6 times, but we will do that soon. So 6 times, so let's bring it up to 360. I just make a guess right now. So 10 more frame. And then set the key, or you can change number, so it will be 180. Here we go, because 60 frame. No, 60 degrees, sorry. And then we go another 60, so will be 190. Another 60. Has to be matched. And then set 160 on 180. And then 200 set to 200 minus 240 because plus 60 add more. Oh, I forgot 0. Here we go. And then got to be another 120, so 320. Am I right? No.
So Reed,
Yes.
this should all be based on the ball rotation, correct?
Right. Ball
The
moving.
ball, the ball rolling.
Yes.
So each one of those is 120 frames. So
And then we have space.
then,
Right.
right.
Hold on.
So the platform stop should be on every 100, on every 60.
That's right. You're right. I am wrong on this one. So yes. So right here. So that one has to be 100. So 240, right? Is it? Hold on. 120, 240 from here. So 240. Okay. How did I miss that? 60, 20. Okay. And from here, so 40. So I'm going to have to move this. You can, hey guys, to move the key, hold on. 1, 2. I'm getting confused myself. So 60, 120. Oh, hold on. 20. So it started from here, 120. So it will be yes, okay. Will be 200 at the end.
No, wouldn't it be 180? Oh,
Yeah.
it should go 120,
Yes, thank you. You're right.
and then the 180, and then, yeah.
And then 90, you're right. I got confused myself. So maybe I think would help us better if we do infinite on the ball right now, because that's getting me confused. Try to calculate this. So let's open up a graph editor one more time. Animation. Thank you, Glenn. And on graph editor, we're gonna look at the group node of the ball first. So you can select all the group node of the ball so that it show up in the graph editor, expand it. Here we go. And you're gonna highlight the rotation of the move node of the ball. Here we go. And actually you can do all of them at once if you like. So I'm gonna expand all the ball also. And you just select all the rotation X, both of them. Okay. And confirm it after you select to display. And then you select actual curve. To curve. And under, let's do view, turn on a infinite. So right now the infinite is static. See, from incoming the pre-cycle and post-cycle. We're gonna make this to be apps infinite cycle on pre and post cycle so that it keep going non-stop. Yes.
Is it totally required that you do it on pre? Because you're never going to go back to a negative frame, right?
You're right. You don't have to. Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case. Yeah, you don't have to at all. Actually, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I didn't thought about that at all. So now, at this point, it will keep going. So we'll have less mistake when we try to rotate the RAM. Yes, go ahead.
How did you do the thing again?
Make sure you select the all the ball, the group, like the whole group, and go to Window and graph editor. Yes. So make sure you select all the curve, and then you go to under view, turn on infinite first, so that it see the preview, and then go to curve, pre and post. Choose cycle. Yeah. Because we just want to loop back and forth. And at this point, let me go back to this. So, and you just have to keep going until it get to 6 times, because it's 6 RAM. Now, if you do 4 RAMs, you do 4 times. That's it, and that will be your whole loop. So, does it make sense? Like on this? Okay. Any questions, guys, about this part? And then the rest of, what time do we have now? Okay. One more. Can you finish all of this, and this will be your in-class exercise 1. So you will post this by Monday. Okay, so just only this scene, and you don't have to do rendering. You could just do play blast and save as a MP4. Make sure you use MP4 so that the file size is small, and then upload to YouTube, and then I will create the discussion group, and then you post them. So that's by Monday. But I want to show you one more thing. Questions?
Yeah, when I do the infinity thing, it just does a straight line for some reason.
Did you animate your curve?
Yeah.
I'll go and help you. Okay. So 5 minutes break, guys. 5 minutes. Let me pause the video. And now I am record again. So now let's try this. I'm gonna use another set. You can do the same scene. Make sure you save this into different name so that you can go back and I'm gonna call 2. Now, what about do hand manually? How much time do we have? We have 40 minutes, 45. Okay, I think should be okay. So I'm not going to do like fine tune on this on this keyframe. Okay, create a circle again, a sphere again, and just move in spot. So where's my circle? Where's my sphere? Yeah, right there. Okay, so right there. And this time I'm gonna just scale it, getting lazy. Okay. And then this time you can do like this. Higher. Let's match first. Match the size. Here we go. Let's do scaling evenly, 0.4. Okay. And then I'm gonna move it high above. Let's use grid to help so that we won't have to eyeballing them. So that's the level. So phase transform. I'm gonna show you how to indirect animate. No, direct animate on this model or on the sphere. Okay. So you can animate translate Y and Z. No X. So I'm gonna hide X, and no scale, and visibility, hide it. Okay, and rotate is gonna be rotate only X. So I'm gonna hide the other. I'm not locking just in case, just hide it. I mean, when you hide it from the attribute editor, you cannot key them. Okay, so I'm gonna go to frame 1, press S. Here we go, to set the key, set everything. And then frame 120, press S. Now frame 60, move to the other side. There we go. You might have to test by moving down temporary so that you can see how to match with the RAM. Here we go. And then translate Y, just put it back so that they are same level. So it look like grouping. Here we go. So, and I forgot to set the key on here, on the last keyframe, sorry. Go back on 0. Here we go. So now it will look like this. There we go. Right, temporary. Okay, and that thing is RAM show up there. It's okay. Okay, guys. So now we're gonna break this down. Frame 30 because 60 halfway. Move this down. Here we go. Press S again. And go to 90, move it down again, or you can copy the key too. To copy the key, you go to frame 30, shift click, and then right click, copy, and then go to frame 90 because halfway, right? Shift click, paste. Here we go. So now we need visual. So under animation, visualize, create editable motion tail. We use this for visualize. You can actually edit on the motion tail also. Show frame number. Click create. It will look like this. So at the moment. And now I can break down to 15 frame there. Here we go. And I'm going to move this. Set the key. And this is what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to make this a little faster on the RAM, slower on the top, right? So In that case, let's move this halfway there. How about there? It's about halfway. Okay. And make sure you press S. Go to break down another 15 here. Do similar. And if you want it to be a similar position, just eyeballing with that key on the key 15. Here we go. So now go another 15 frame, move it back. I'm gonna just match it to make it easier, that's all. I'm not concerned about realism at this point. Another 15. There we go. So now when I click Alt V, can you see? There we go. Now, oh, we got to fix the curve. I can see the curve doing that. That's easy fix. So let's change to graph editor quick. Right there. If I just select the curve and click auto, or click all of them and auto, so that is fixed for me, temporary. Yeah, let me switch back to classic again. Okay. So now it should look like this. And I can break down another halfway, make it slower. So I think 15. I think this is make it too fast. So let me move it back. Here we go. So go to 15. I'm using period key to jump a keyframe. I want it to be a little slower from dropping. So, and comma key backward. Here we go. All right. Just try to rematch it. There we go. So not perfect yet, but now I can see. Can you see? A little slower. If you want to make it more slower, just change the position again. So let's say it right there. Make it slower. Here we go. And then just cycle with the keyboard, comma and period. Okay, and you can break down from here also halfway. Oh, actually it's good. So that's it. And the next thing is you have to calculate the rotation here. And if you want the curve to be like better curve, the better tangents, just modify the tangents to get this curve enough. Okay, so, and now, how can man show the distance on this? This is not curve. This is just for visualization only. You have to draw the curve. So I'm gonna just use that one. And I'm gonna scale it down a little bit. Here we go. And I'm gonna just use that point. That's it. And then this is the distance. 3.86, 3.87 because it's 9. Does it make sense? So that's another hand thing doing. And now on Friday, I think I should stop. Actually, I want to do more. How about I do a little short clip. I want to show you ball bouncing is the same thing. If you do bouncing, make sure it's from the top to bottom and then go back to the top. That will create a loop. If from the bottom, it had to come down to the bottom at the end. So it's about 3 positions. First position and last position should be the same thing. And then the second position can be any location or rotation. You could do scale also. And any questions, guys? I think that's it for today.